So I've been running two businesses for the past year. One of them is my content agency, which I scaled to 30k months, and the other is my coaching business, which I scaled to 15k months. And to be honest with you, I've been half-assed in both of them. Now, of course, this wasn't intentional, but when you're doing two things at once, neither of them will get your full attention. And of course, over the past year, I've realized something very important watching my own students' transformations. The freelancers who particularly go from 7k months to 30k months, the ones who finally break free from that freelancer trap, they're not getting there because I just taught them some fancy framework. They're getting there because I was actually in their business with them, building alongside them, seeing what they couldn't see. And the thing is, I can't do that at scale if I'm still running my agency full time. So I'm making a decision. I'm downsizing my content agency to a few, maybe a handful clients per month, and I'm gonna go all in on the coaching. Not because of the money, although yes, the goal now is to hit 50k months, because I've seen what is possible when you can fully commit to transforming someone else's life. And I want you to watch me do it. This is the raw, uncut, full version of it. I'm going to showcase the ups, the downs, everything that comes along with trying to build this to 50k a month. Because maybe you're in the same position, maybe you're running a business that's already working, but you know you're supposed to be building something bigger. Maybe you're playing it safe when maybe you need to go all out. So this is me going all out, and I'm bringing you guys with me. So obviously the first point I realized is that I can't scale by adding just more people. And I've been wrestling with this for months. Like, yes, although my coaching business is at 15k average a month, and I've got the handful of students with that program, and they're getting insane results. Like, Joe entered the program when he was at 6 to 7k a month average, and we managed to scale him to 30k months, all in under 4 months. Then we had Charlie and Nolan come in at 3k a month in a completely different niche. They joined at 3k a month, and we scaled them to 15k a month. Adnan and Jack both joined at the same time. They both hit around 4 or 5k in the first 30 days of joining. So of course, the logical thing for me to do would be to add more students, right? Simple maths. More students, more money. But every time I think about that, something stops me, because I'm seeing so many other coaches do the same. Like, they go from 10 students to 50 students. And the thing is, their results that they have for the 10 students at the time, they were like exceptional. The second they get 50 students enroll in, all those results get watered down. It's just mediocre results. But then when I was really working with Joel and really got into the core details of why his results were so drastic compared to everyone else's, is because that I was with him and assessing everything that was going right and wrong alongside him. As much as I was in the business with him, I audited his offers, I audited his services, reviewed his sales calls. I built the systems with him. And if I had 25 students, the thought of doing that level of detail to every single individual was it was draining my brain. Like how would that even be possible? So then that hit me. The value I provide isn't in what I teach. It's how deep I go in with each person. So like, I can give someone a framework and they might implement it. But when I'm actually in their business, I can see everything unfold, like their bottlenecks, what their specific problems are, their specific situations, their strengths and weaknesses. That's when I can really see the transformation begin. And I can't scale that by adding more people. I scale it by going more in depth with the guys, with the students who I have at the moment. So instead of opening up 10 more spots, I'm completely redesigning the level of depth and how I work with my current students. Before, the level of access was quite limited in the sense where, yes, the agency was already streamlined, and along with the one-to-one bi-weekly calls, the students would have one-to-one access with me. But now it's a case of I have more time, which gives me the ability to work on more SOPs, more cool shit for them, AI bots. I'm already building these already, and these things are only going to enhance their experience working with me. It's only going to escalate their results even quicker. So that level of support I can already give to them. Because the thing is, everyone's journey is so different. Everyone's niche is so different. I can't scale a content agency who specializes in the dental niches the same way a content agency might need to scale in the hospitality industry. Essentially, the frameworks are the same, but I need to give them tailored advice, tailored approaches to how they need to go over their certain bottlenecks or their own challenges. I'm not waiting for them to launch something and then assessing the results. It's a case of I review them before they go out, catching mistakes before they waste weeks on doing the same thing, or maybe not even doing anything at all. So again, this isn't about doing more. It's just a case of going more deeper and in more depth with the students and with their current situations. And the thing is, this will apply to any business. The difference between 10k months and 50k months isn't about more clients or more tactics. It's just the level of service you can provide. It's that depth you have. A lot of people will think scaling means adding more clients, more products, more money. But the best businesses I've seen, and from what I've built already, they do it at a level that no one else can match. Why do people come to you? Because of the service, because of the personality, because of who you are. That's what I'm trying to build. Not just any other fucking coaching business that you see online probably of all these other guys trying to sell you X, Y, and Z. Not a coaching program with 100 students, but a coaching business where I have a personal relationship with every single person who enrolls in, who I can genuinely see as a friend. And I get to work with them on a level of depth that actually transforms their life. You can't do that with generic bullshit advice. You literally have to give them that one-to-one support. In order for me to fully give time to my students, I had to create space in my own life. And that meant making probably one of the biggest decisions I've made in a long time of downsizing my content agency. Now I've scaled my content agency to 25, 30K months. And over time, of course, I continued streamlining the service delivery, the management of the team, client communication, all of these processes in and out, even sales calls. It got to a point where it was streamlined, but of course it still needs my attention, right? There's no business you can essentially make that will be completely hands-free. You will need to give some time to it, your input, whether it's assessments, whether it's reviewing, whether it's team communication, client communication, and all of these things were still taking a lot of time out of my day-to-day, out of my week-to-week schedules. And then I started the coaching. And rather than creating space for the coaching, I just added it on top of me running the content agency. So now obviously my time and my energy was getting drained in different avenues between this and that. And I realized that both areas weren't getting the full potential of who I am, what I can deliver. I was spread so thin between the two that my attention wasn't at 100% at either of the businesses. And every time this realization came into my head, it was a case of, as I was having more and more calls with my students, they kept telling me like, oh, my business is growing exponentially, like I'm able to sign on this client, I've did this result, I've done that. And I realized that if only I could give them more of my time, would they have seen the results quicker? Like, would they have been in a better position now if they had more access to me, or if they had more of my time, or if I built more stuff that would help them essentially? Then I realized I can't give that to anyone if I'm already drowning with time between the two already. Now I had to make the decision of downsizing the content agency. So then of course I had to systematically redesign the agency in the sense of the operations, the clients that the contracts were renewing or coming to an end. I either then handed them off to some of the students, or I just told them, look, you might be better off if you find someone else. But even to this day, like the clients we have on board now, we still work very closely with them. But again, it's only a handful. So I don't necessarily need to input so much of my own time with my team, with the clients, with working on everything else. And of course, the result is that the agency runs essentially completely without my input. And essentially, I've managed to delegate at least 85 to 90% of running the actual agency to my staff. So now my clients will continue getting the best results, but of course, I don't need to necessarily be there because of the SOPs I've handed to my team, because of the service delivery, because of how long we've been doing this for, 5 years. And now, because of that, I have capacity. Not because I'm working less, although I am. I've got a lot more hours throughout the week because of that now. But it's a case of structuring my life in a way where I can now pour real energy into the coaching, which is something I've been enjoying so much more from the last year of me doing this. And now I'm able to give more time to creating frameworks, more intention on calls, more clarity guiding students, and having more presence with every single one of them. And amidst all of this, I learned that you can't give your time, you can't create that depth if you're drowning already, and you can't scale others if you've not been able to. And a lot of people will try to add more to what they can handle before building the actual infrastructure to support their ambitions or their goals. And of course, without doing that, they're going to hit a ceiling. They'll burn out, they'll stay stuck, they'll plateau for months, maybe even years. But if you're willing to do the hard work of restructuring first, removing yourself from the things that don't need you, building systems that will create consistency over a long period of time, and protecting your time for things that actually matter, that will scale the business forward. You're creating space for something much bigger than you. And that's exactly what I did. I had to create space. And now I'm ready to fill it with something that's much more larger than the monetary goal of it all. Which brings me to the final shift of the one thing that changed exactly how I see this entire thing. So when I first started coaching 12 months ago, the goal was simple. Help agency owners get more clients. Teach them the acquisition engine, they implement it, they get results, done. But something started happening that I didn't expect. Like the students would message me months after finishing the program. Hey bro, I've hit 50K a month, but I'm now stuck with something else. I'm stuck with this problem. I have the clients, but maybe I'm drowning in delivery. I'm making money, I'm making a lot more money, but it's starting to get a bit too much. I'm starting to hate it. And I realized, yes, I completed my goal of helping them build a business, but I failed in helping them build a life. So of course the program evolved over time. I started focusing on creating more stable, profitable agencies with productized offers, lean teams, higher margins, and sustained predictable revenue. And it worked. Students were hitting 15, 20, 30k months consistently, especially with the ones who scaled beyond the 20k months. As they built their agencies, the ones who built their agencies to that point in their revenue, they weren't just implementing tactics. They became different people. Like their whole persona, their aura changed. They thought so much more clearer. They weren't being reactive. Even with the conversations I was having with them on the one-to-ones, they built the systems, and it wasn't a case of just services or just I can do X, Y, and Z, off you go. They led teams, not just managing tasks throughout the day or the month. They saw their agency as a vehicle for the life they wanted, not a prison that they've built for themselves. And that's when it clicked for me, because this isn't about teaching my students how to get more clients, how to make more money. It's about helping people become the best version of themselves so they can build something they actually enjoy, something they actually love. Because here's what I realized. Most videographers and agency owners are stuck in one of three places. The first is the freelancer trap. You're essentially trading time for money. There's no systems. There's no team. Your income is capped by your time. You're one bad month away from panic. And of course, they're very talented. They get results, but they built a job, not a business. So that's the freelancer trap. The second is the operator trap. This is the stage where you may already have clients. You're probably doing 7, 15k a month, but you're drowning in delivery. You can't take time off without everything falling apart. And essentially you built a business you can't escape. Yes, there's more revenue, but there's less profit. And with that, there's more stress. So you scaled the revenue, but you haven't scaled yourself or the businesses. Now the third is the scale trap. You're trying to grow by adding more clients. You're hiring too fast, burning cash left, right, and center. And you've added so many complex bullshit that's killing the margins. And of course, and because of the complexity you've instilled into the business, you can't scale that, you can't grow that. Yes, more revenue, but less profit, more stress, hard to scale the business. And the thing is, I've been in all three of these places, and I know exactly what it feels like to be stuck in each one. And from what I've seen from coaching, the ones who break free from these traps, they don't just learn better tactics, they start operating from a completely different place. They understand that positioning matters more than deliverables. They're not selling clips, they're selling certainty, they're selling outcomes. They understand that depth for themselves matters more than volume of clients. Fewer clients, but better results, deeper results. They understand that systems matter more than just hustling and grinding 24/7. And they understand that the lifestyle they want to build this for is better than however much money they can make. Freedom is the real metric, and that's what I want to build now. But a movement of agency owners who can think freely, who think differently, who operate effectively, and they're building something important, not for themselves, but whoever they want to work for. So I'm going to build a community from here, build a community of like-minded individuals who are maybe in the content space already, who want to get in the content space. Because this world, this industry we live in, it's only growing bigger and better. The demand for better videographers and marketers is only increasing, but because of the sea of shit people in the industry that are just saturating the market, the demand for the guys who really can provide a difference is becoming more and more. I want to start doing workshops, lifetime access to frameworks, building even better frameworks, and leveraging AI with it all. Because the people who win long term, they're not lone wolves grinding in the midnight by themselves in isolation. They're part of a network, they're part of a community, part of a group, sharing what's working in real time, holding each other accountable, collaborating, pushing each other to get something done, celebrating wins, supporting each other through the hard times. And that's what I want to build. And I'm going to share it, and I want you guys to watch me do it, to now scale my coaching business to 50k a month. Not because I need you to see me hit a number, but because maybe you're building something too. Maybe seeing someone else go all in on their business will give you the permission to do the same. Because this isn't just about my journey. If you're tired of playing small, if you want to build something that actually matters too, and if you're finally ready to stop half-assing things and fully commit to one, this is for you too. Now let me show you what this approach already has done, because it's important to understand that the fundamentals of me trying to build this is good. Like the service delivery is fine, the results are phenomenal. Like for example, Joe, who operates in the dental niche, when we first started, he was at around the 4 to 7k a month on average, roller coasting between the two figures each month, working 60 plus hours a week. Now eventually, as we got on our first call, he was expressing a lot about how he was feeling and how he kind of felt like a slave to the game. He wasn't necessarily, essentially he said he felt like he was working like a dog, overworking and undercharging. So we built him a framework. We rebuilt his business together, repositioned everything, repositioned himself from being just a content creator to having a patient acquisition system for dental practices. So we rebuilt his pricing too, we restructured his service delivery too, systemized his delivery, hired his first team members, mastered his sales processes, and 4 months later he hit 30k months. And there's a student interview we have coming with him, so I'm very excited to share that soon. Then we have Charlie and Ronan, who are in the hospitality niche. When they joined, they've done a program with someone really reputable in the industry already, probably spent about 5k. So they were a bit apprehensive joining at first, but once we hopped on a call, explained the systems, explained the one-to-one support that they'll get, and fast forward 5-6 months later, they hit 15k months. Then we have Jack, who joined with no agency. He had experience in the dental niche. He operates in Scotland, and once we got him enrolled into the program, we worked everything out from scratch, from the foundations. And 30 days later, he managed to hit 5k months. So now he's on track to hitting 10k months by the end of this year, or maybe at the start of January 2026. But there's a pattern I'm seeing between all of these guys and even the other students who I've not mentioned. Every single one of them was stuck below 10k a month. Of course, they had that feeling of it was getting a bit overwhelming. There was no systems, there was no structure, there was no clear roadmap to help them get from the current situation they're at to where they want to be. And no, it wasn't a case of luck. No, it wasn't a case of who was more talented than the other. But rather, this is what happens when you can commit to really helping people and going deep with them in the trenches, building with them too. And it wasn't a case of just teaching them the tactics. And that's what I want to double down on. I want to help the right people at the right pace, at the right level, that will actually transform their lives. Because at the end of the day, the money will come. I am sure of that. Because what matters more is that I know that I will have a direct impact on changing these people's lives. And that's exactly what I'm building. And I want you guys to be a part of watching me start this journey. Whether you're a part of it or whether you just want to stay watching from the sidelines, hopefully it inspires or motivates you. And now I'm, I guess, inviting you guys to join me on this journey. And if you do happen to be an agency owner or a videographer who is stuck below 10k a month and you're working 60 plus hours a week, feeling like you're trapped in the business you've built, falling out of love of the reason why you built it for in the first place, I get it, trust me, I've been there. And if you are now ready to build something different entirely, something that will actually give you the freedom, something that you're proud of, then let's talk. I only work with a small handful of people each quarter. And it's not because of some fake bullshit scarcity, it's because I can actually go to that level of depth with that group. So if that is you, DM me the word on Instagram, Engine, and I'll reach out and I'll see if we are a fit. But it's a case of me assessing whether I can essentially be a part in transforming your life. And if you are the right person, then I want to help you build something incredible. So that's it. That's the video. I'm going all in on this. I'm bringing you with me. So let's see where we go.